Inside that flipper, he actually shares the exact same bone structure just like we have in our hands. Seals' flippers may look like they could be awkward for moving on land, but they actually allow eared seals like Pepper here to move a lot faster and easier than you might expect. So have a watch as he goes for a little walk this afternoon. And you'll see how we can fold all 4 flippers under his body to make very easy work of our cliff. Good job, buddy. But of course, it is in the water where we really see those flippers go to work. Now, what Pepper is showing you here is a natural behaviour. It's known as bowing or porpoising. This is a really energy-efficient way for seals to power through the ocean. And every time Pepper breaches the surface, he's getting a quick breath of fresh air. Now this comes in handy when they're chasing down their prey or when they're trying to evade a predator. Now seals are excellent predators out there in our oceans. There are a few others though. One in particular is very important for a healthy ocean, but sometimes it gets a bit of a bad reputation. So Pepper, do you want to give everyone a clue as to what predator we're talking about today? I can hear a few voices shouting it out. That's Pepper's famous shark impersonation. Now, whilst Pepper is probably the chubbiest and furriest shark you'll ever see, what he's actually showing you here is a natural behaviour that seals use to cool down. They're covered in thick fur coats and blubber, and so it's actually only their naked and hairless flippers when raised out above the water allows them to catch a cool breeze and cool down their entire bodies just with those flippers. Good job, Pepper. Now Pepper here is weighing in at 240 kilos at the moment. We are just about to approach the breeding season for the California sea lions, and so these guys in their peak breeding can reach weights of up to 400 kilos. But Pepper is so strong in that upper body, he can support all of his weight just on those 2 flippers alone. Excellent work, Pepper. Well, you have done an amazing job of starting us off, so we've got one thing left for those flippers to do, and that's to give everyone a big wave of light. And we're being joined by 2 more of our friends. Please make welcome Murphy coming out with Keeper Jade.
Thank you very much, Michelle and Pepper. Well, hi everyone. Yes, this is the beautiful Murphy. Now, Murphy here is another one of our California sea lions, although he's a little bit different to Pepper, and that's because he's the oldest seal which we have here at Taronga Zoo. He's a very special animal. Now, Murphy here turns 21 this December, which is quite old for a seal, where naturally in the wild they'll only reach an age of around 18, so Murphy's doing quite well for himself and has outlived the average life expectancy of a wild animal. Now, Murphy here being the oldest is also one of the wisest. He's at the top of the hierarchy group of the males, in which we house here at the zoo. So basically it means that Murphy here is the boss and a great role model for all the other younger seals. He's extremely gentle and he teaches them how to be a seal pretty much when they're up and coming. Now today, Murphy's out here to show us all the life of a seal.
There's a house built out of stone, wooden floors, walls, and window sills, tables and chairs worn by hollow eyes. This is a place where I don't feel alone. This is a place where I feel for me.
아니야, 조금 이따 해.
Now, the life for a seal in the wild isn't always easy, and human impacts are often one of their biggest challenges. But Murph, I think you've done a great job so far. What do you guys think? Has he done well? Yeah! I think so too, Murph. Murph, you've done such a great job today, buddy. I think I've got a big bucket of fish waiting for you. Here you go. Now, you may have all just noticed how great our seals are at catching the fish when we throw it to them. And it's because of those whiskers. So Murph, how about we give everyone a closer look? Now, on the count of 3, I'm going to need everybody's help. I need everyone to say whiskers and look towards the end of Murphy's nose there. 1, 2, 3. There they are. Now, it's those beautiful long whiskers that help seals like Murphy here detect fish in dark and murky waters. And at the moment, Murphy's on a very healthy diet. On any given day, he eats around 15 kilograms of fish. Around 2 of these buckets filled right up to the very top of his favourites. But Murphy, what happens when that seafood runs out, buddy? How does it make us feel? Sad? Yeah, that's pretty sad. Now, unfortunately, we are overfishing our oceans, and it's making it harder and harder for seals just like Murphy to find a feed out there in the wild. So Murph, when you're ready, how about you join me next to the water's edge, and we'll have a look together to see if there's any fish left down here. Good boy, Murph. All right, let's have a look. Good looking. Now, Murph, did you see any fish down there? No. But buddy, is there something we can do about that? Alright. Your choices matter. Now, the next time you're out shopping for seafood, choose MSC. The MSC fish stick, in which you can see underneath Murphy here, now that's a guarantee in which the seafood that you're buying has come from a fishery that helps protect fish stocks, jobs, and the environment. So choose MSC. Which one is it, Murph? That one. Good boy. Choose MSC, and you too can be a champion for the wild. In turn, makes Murphy a very happy seal. So Murph, where's that beautiful happy face you have? Gorgeous smile, Murph. Now Murphy, there is one thing left for us to do, buddy. I'll grab your bucket again. Let's wave goodbye. Good job. And we're going to welcome out 2 of our friends. This here is Storm coming out with Jose.
Thank you very much, Jacob and Murphy. Didn't they do a great job? Fantastic. Now, as he said, I'm out here with Storm. He's also a sea lion, but these guys are a different species altogether. In fact, they're known as the Australian sea lion, native to the coastline of South Australia and along the southern end of Western Australia. Storm himself was actually born in Coffs Harbour. He's already 7 years of age. At the moment, he is 160 kilos. Well, if you think that's big, these guys can hit 400 kilos. So he's actually what we consider an adolescent at the moment. He's just come into this sort of brown, grey colour at the moment, but he's actually going to develop a blonde cap on the top of his head, and that basically is a sign that he's mature. So as I said, he's still growing, and he's actually still going to double his own weight. Now, unfortunately for the species, these guys, they're also one of the most endangered species of sea lion in the world, with only 10,000 of them left. Their numbers, in fact, continue to decline. There's a lot of research going on to find out what that is and how we can slow that down. Now, part of caring for our seals is about teaching them behaviours. Storm won't do anything he doesn't want to do. It all comes down to time and trust. Those behaviours can be pretty simple, like getting him to open his mouth for a health check. Very nice there, Storm. Now, those behaviours can also be a little more complicated. What he's doing this afternoon is what we call a high bow. That means he uses his nose to touch that ball in the centre of stage. And to do it, he needs your help. So you've got to tell him when to jump, and to do that, you've got to raise your arms up and at the same time yell, jump, Storm. Well, he's so excited, he's already gone all the way up there. So the next job is up to you. So I'm going to count you in on the count of 3, jump, Storm. 1, 2, 3. Well, I thought you guys did a fantastic job, but we also have to ask Storm. Storm, was that loud enough for you? He said no. I'll tell you what though, we're going to try it again. This time, I think we need a lot more energy. So we're going to try it again on the count of 3, but this time with everything you've got. 1, 2, 3! A big jump from Storm and a free shout out to the front row. I did forget to mention that you should close your mouth. We do appreciate you coming down and joining us here at Seals for the Wild. But so right where you are, our seals and trainers are coming out for a final farewell. Just remember though, your choices really do matter. The next time you're out there looking for seafood, ask for MSC and you too can be a champion for the wild. Thank you very much. Bye for now.